Okay, it's working. Hi, Flosstube. It's Amanda. I'm back after a very long break. Today is Thursday, April something. Check down below. So this could be a really hot mess. I literally decided 5 minutes ago that I was going to film a video. So this could just be a train wreck. So you're forewarned. My internet went down. I was working from home. My internet went down and I was like, I can't work. I can't do anything. So let's film a Flosstube. I am taking time off. I'm not playing hooky from work. I actually took the afternoon off. So yeah, it's been a long time since I've been on Flosstube, and for pretty good reason, I think. I was pretty much sick the entire winter. It's probably easier to tell you what illness I didn't have as opposed to telling you what I did have. I had everything under the sun. And while I was sick, I was also looking after sick kids. Yay! So they seem to handle it better than I do, though. I'm not very good. I mean, on the plus side, I know this sounds gross. My kids are starting to, get the whole, puking in a bucket or puking in the toilet thing, which they didn't quite have yet. Not at night, mind you. We've had some fun middle of the night wakings when they've had the stomach flu. Anyway, so yeah, I've been sick, and then on top of that, I've had some pretty awful migraines. It's migraine season for me. I get seasonal, I don't know what they're called. Well, I get ocular migraines, which is the migraines where you actually lose your vision and you have a lot of sensitivity to light. I just thought that was all migraines. Apparently not. They're called ocular migraines. But when temperatures fluctuate more than like 10 degrees very rapidly in like a short period of time, I usually get either a really bad headache or I get a migraine. So I'm actually fighting a headache right now because, as you can see outside, it is going up to 26 degrees today. And we started off at, I think, 7 degrees. I think we're at like 22 degrees right now. So my head is hurting. So yeah, I'm in a different location because, again, impromptu video. And I didn't really want to be in my craft room. It's in the basement and it's dark and there's no windows. And it's just too nice to not be upstairs where it's like bright and sunny. I actually should be outside, really, when you think about it. No, I'll keep filming the video. I won't ditch you guys. So what have I been stitching? Not a whole lot. Well, I don't know. I have my whip basket here because I'm right beside my stitchy chair, and I was like, I haven't really been stitching that much. And then when I started pulling out stuff I actually picked up, I was like, I actually have been working on a lot of different things. I'm not going to show you everything because a few of the projects, I don't even think you'll see a difference. But I'll tell you which ones they were. I have my, I'll stop. I'm trying to not say I'm sorry, I apologize. But I have my book of cats. A lot of people are doing the book of days. That was just kind of a little bit too grown up for me. So I have my book of cats that I write in so I can go back to. This was January. As you can see, there's a big blank space of nothing in January because I lost my stitchy bug for like 2 weeks in January. It was very unusual. I don't normally lose my stitchy bug, but so anyways, I'm just gonna go by my book of cats to tell you what I have worked on. I hope the lighting is okay. I'm sitting in front of my window. Anyways, we'll just go with it. Okay, so the first thing, I guess I'm going back to December. Don't worry, guys. It's not that much. It really isn't. But I did start. This is kind of my new year, new start. And honestly, this year I've just been kind of like stitching whatever I feel like. wherever the wind blows me. This one, do I have the pattern in here? Do I have yes, I do have the pattern. Some of these I have the picture and some of them I don't. Oh, it's on the back here. So this is a Joan Elliott design called Princess of the Snow, this one here. And you can get this as a chart pack, but mine is in this Annie's cross stitch, Christmas cross stitch treasures. And look at that Santa. I love that Santa. I may have to get that one. Oh my goodness, he's holding a teddy bear. This lighting is gonna be really bothersome. Let me see here. Maybe I can. Is this gonna be any better? Oh, I think that's better. Okay. But he's holding a little teddy bear. That's so cute. Anyways, I'm stitching this one, and I started this with my my sweet Flosstube friend Catherine, needleberry stitcher. Catherine. Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out which way is up. Somebody gave me a really good tip, and I've heard this tip before. I don't know why I don't do it, to put like a little arrow. So a little arrow pointing which way the fabric is up. I think it's this way, but it's basically just one day of stitching. It's basically her, like right in this area here. So yeah, that's on, and it's on like a sparkly, you can't really see it. It's like a mauvey purple, pinky color from Pole Stitches. I think it's called Snowy Mountain. Do I have the thing with me? No, I don't. Sorry. I think it's called Snowy Mountain. I could just be totally making that up though. Anyways, it's that one. That was, I worked one day on that one. And then the next thing I picked up, sorry, I'm just looking down at my book here. Where is it? This one. Here, For the Love of Nature. I was trying to get the border done at least last year, and I did, and I worked on some of the other pieces in the ooh, that's really not showing very well. Guys, I don't have my board. Let's try it this way. You get the gist. I finished the border. I don't know what else I worked on since you guys last saw it. I think I worked more on the house. What I did was I would work a little bit on the border, and then I'd work a bit on the deer, and then I'd stitch a few letters, and then I'd go to the house, and then I'd go back to the border, and I just kind of go, just so I didn't get bored. Because this is a very repetitive, oh, I'm not done the border. I have to finish that heart down there. But this is coming along nicely. What is it stitched on? Balmoral 36 count by Color and Cotton. It's basically just like a nice neutral beige. So that's that one. Ooh! I didn't finish this up here too. I'm noticing all the things I didn't stitch. So there you go. For the, oh, did I say what it was? For the Love of Nature by Teresa Kogut. Then what did I work on after that? I'm gonna keep this book out so I can, oh, where did it go? I worked on my Dimensions stocking, Sweet Dreams stocking, and I don't have the picture for this one. And I worked a week on this one. Hold it back here. And I pretty much, I think I had a bit of this section here done before I started working on it. And what I did was I worked all the way down here, and I started the boy and got all that done. Now, I will say, I went through a period of really bad insomnia, so I had way more stitching time than I normally do. unfortunately, because I would have much rather been sleeping than stitching. But I find that when I have insomnia, in the past I would just lay in bed and just be anxious about not falling asleep, and my anxiousness would just keep me awake. So instead I would get up and stitch for an hour or so, and then I'd try to calm myself back down so that I could go back to sleep. So anyways, that's that. This is a Dimensions Gold kit called Sweet Dreams Stocking, and it's stitched on the kit fabric. Unfortunately, I don't typically like using the kit fabric from the Dimensions kits because it's like cardboard, but I started this during, I don't know if I started this in 2020 or 2021, maybe 2020. It was when Aida was very scarce during the pandemic because people went crazy buying cross stitch stuff. So I couldn't get Aida and I wanted to start it, so I started on the kit fabric. So I don't know if you can see that. There you go. I've held it up long enough, I think. But yeah, I typically switch out the kit Aida if it's like white or ivory. I've switched out a navy before. If it's like dove gray, or there's a few other colors that are kind of unique to Dimensions, I'll use the kit fabric. I mean, it does soften up. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel, it's just not the nicest fabric to work on. Okay, then what did I work on? Yeah, so I worked on that for a week. Oh no, I did. I worked on it for more than a week. I worked on it for a bit in January as well. So I'm into January now. And then I worked on Passion Flower Bridesmaid, only for like a day though. And I do have the picture. This one here by Nora Corbett. And I didn't really, it probably doesn't look that much different from the last time you saw it. I worked up here on the green. This section here. And this is on a hand-dyed by Rolanda fabric, of course, because I'm obsessed with her fabric. So let me see here. Very pretty. I should just pick that one up and finish it. That wouldn't take too long to finish. And then I worked on the same bag, this one here. Just Nan Miss Kitty's Dragons. And I don't even think it matters which way is up and which way is down. It's like a mandala type. I mean, each corner of the mandala is different. But it's so pretty. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Like this here, this part is done. But these are all like specialty stitches, like what is this one? There's round eyelets. What is this one here? Triple Leviathan. These are triple Leviathans. What is that one? Cross rice, a Smyrna cross. Yeah, there's all sorts of specialty stitches in there. And then I worked on this section down here. I think I had, at my whip braid, I think I had like this border and this border done, and now I'm just kind of doing the corners. So pretty though. It's really pretty. And what am I stitching it on? It's a 28 count linen by hand dyed by Rolanda. And she doesn't, someone asked me on my last video what the name of the fabric was. She doesn't name her fabrics. All her, oh, that's not true. I think she has like a very few that I think she has like a recipe for, and I think she has them as an option to buy like whenever she posts them, but they're more like neutral colors. Her like real swirly, I don't know if it's like ice dyeing or shaving cream dyeing. Anyways, those ones are like one-offs. So the question I had was about the one that the Dimension girl with the cat on the moon. What was it called? You know the one I'm talking about. that swirly fabric is just a one-off fabric. And this one too, it's not swirly, but she doesn't have a name for this fabric. So I worked on that. And then I started an ornament kit. Where is it? Because I finished it. This was a dimensions ornament, like a banner kit. I'm not putting it on a banner though. I'm just gonna back it. Well, I attempted to back it. I followed Vanna Pfeiffer's tutorial on like perforated or plastic ornaments and perforated paper ornaments, sorry. And she uses 3 layers of mat board, and I cut out the mat board, but it didn't look as pretty as hers. I don't have finishing superpowers like Vanna Pfeiffer, so mine looked pretty hideous, so I did not use it, like use the mat board that I cut out. But I like that idea because the instructions say to use felt, and I would just think it would just be really flimsy. So anyways, I think I'm gonna try it again. I think I'm gonna, she says what scissors, it might be my scissors. All of my scissors are super sharp, but she says a specific brand of scissors. I may look at changing my scissors. Anyways, that was my car project for the month of January. What else did I work on? I worked on the Mill Hill Village for one day, but I didn't get a whole lot done. I think I got like 10 stitches, so I won't show you that. Oh, and then I had a day where I just went nuts starting stuff. I started 1, 2, 3 things. Oh, geez. They're small. And one of them I don't have. It's I don't even know where it is, so I can't show it to you. But I started something that I purchased. Sorry, my feet are falling asleep. Ugh. So I purchased this kit from this company. Oh, I'm gonna try to say it. And it came with the pattern, and it came with this bag. And that's my little tiny start that I had on it. But it's super cute, eh? It's got a bunny and a bear. And what else? And like toys and stuff. So I don't know if this was like a special thing she had at Christmas or she still has these, but go to her. If you type in that, I'll hold it up for a minute so you guys can take a screenshot or whatever. I don't know, she may still have them. So I started that, and then I started that another cat ornament that I don't have. And then I started this Mill Hill ornament, and he's done. Oh, just a second. Isn't he cute? I actually think I purchased this like in December last year. I think it's called Snowman with Candy Cane. But he is really cute. Do you guys want to see the floss on this project? Oh my goodness. I had like so many PG swear words when I was trying to like finish the beading on this thing, because I was literally pulling it out from yeah. Anyways. I need a better system for my Mill Hill kits. Okay. Then what did I work on? Oh, now we get into the death of my stitchy bug for a couple weeks. And then my stitchy bug got revived. I started a new project, and I literally have not stopped working on it until like 2 days ago. I did work on like a thing here like for one day and a thing there, but this is pretty much, where did it go? Oh, it's in my dimensions bag. I have a dimensions bag. Uh-oh. Lost my spot. Okay. Did you guys just see that? My cat is chasing bugs up the window. So I have one cat here that's, oh, don't knock the tripod over. Okay, he's taking off now. He's going over to see what's going on by the windows. Okay, so yeah, this is the one I've been working on for quite, sorry, I'm just looking for a book to use this. I have a kit here. This is a dimensions kit. Oh, and it's blurry. Sorry. Called Joyous Advent. I'll try and hold it up. It looks done. It is not done. I started this on January 30th. And I've been working on it pretty consistently for the past couple months. And it's not focusing. Focus. There we go. So I've made some changes on this. I really did not like the Advent calendar portion, so I'm not stitching it. It was another, so this is, oh, so sorry, I did sub out the Ada on this for Zweigart because it's only white. It's white Ada, so, but it was another, it would have gone probably down to here. It was like full coverage, and it basically had like a row of numbers here, and then there was another section down here with like a saying that I didn't quite care for. Something, do I have the I don't even have the pattern here. Something Christmas starts. I don't know. I didn't care for the saying at all, so I'm not stitching it. It was full coverage too, and it had like border and then border to separate the numbers from the saying, and then another border. I'm like, I just don't want to stitch that much border. And I really like this piece just because for the picture. So that's the main change that I did. Oh, la la la. Focus. There we go. The other change I did was this little bear here. And I thought it was a mistake, but then when I went back to the picture, I'm like, no, it's green. They put like green. Like this, where I have like this brown here, this was like stitched in like a green, which I thought was really weird. So I changed that. So I've started back stitching here. Well, not even back stitching. I like to couch instead of back stitching. I watched, shoot, what's her channel? Her name's Mary Rose. Mary Rose. She's from Australia or the UK. Anyway, she stitches a lot of full coverage, but she did a video a number of years ago on couching instead of back stitching. It's much faster, and it, in my opinion, I think it looks nicer, but that's just my opinion. So I do a lot of couch. I've couched up here all in the trees. If it's like something small and fiddly, I'll back stitch it. So I've got most of the back stitching done on this side. I still have to do a little bit of stitching on the bear, and oh, I gotta put in Santa's eyes. Oh, he looks creepy looking. And then obviously I have to do all the back stitching here, and there's some couching. There's vines I have to couch, like cording. Sorry, cording I have to couch on the sleigh and here. So yeah, this is a Dimensions gold kit called Joyous Advent calendar. So that's that. I think I've held that up long enough. So yeah, I've worked on that consistently. I've put it away now because that's kind of what I do. I'll work on something until it's almost done, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't want to work on this anymore. Even though I probably have maybe a week of stitching left on this. Maybe not. The back stitching, I will say the back stitching with older Dimensions kits is very annoying. So the stitching is easy because in a lot of the older Dimensions kits, you typically don't have like 5 or 6 strands of floss. You typically only have 2 strands of floss and very few blends. But then the back stitching is like in paragraphs. It's like, oh, the thin black line on the raccoon, stitch in this color. Then the thin black line on the whatever, the elf, stitch in this color. It's like seriously, like just I don't know who decided that that was like an efficient way to write backstitch instructions, but I don't know. Now they just drive people crazy with the new kits because there's like 5 or 6 strands of floss, but now they have chart keys for the backstitching. So pick your poison, people. Pick your poison. Okay, what did I work on? Okay, so then I worked on like bitsy stuff in between that. I worked on Lady in the Mist, but there's not very much. That one I worked on, Oh Christmas Tree by Lavender and Lace. Not a lot on that one. Oh, the one thing that I've been working on actually recently, which I do have some progress on. What's in that one? Oh, okay. And sorry, it's all like wrinkly. Is Touching the Autumn Sky by Mirabilia. So I pretty much worked on a lot of her scarf, got her face, and these tedious ribbons. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors in those ribbons. So this one doesn't have that much. Well, I say that. I have to do the swing handles. Is that what they're called? Yeah, handles. And then I have to do all these. There's like leaves of a tree up here, which, again, a lot of color changes. And this is stitched on 28 count Joblin by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. Okay, now what did I work on? Okay. Then I started a project that I bought at the beginning of January. And so I was browsing eBay, which I don't normally do because it's dangerous to browse eBay. And sometimes I'll just type in cross stitch kits and see what comes up. And there was a kit that came up and I was like, oh my goodness, I have to stitch that. Like, it was one of those ones that you see and you're like, as soon as I get it, I'm going to start it as soon as it arrives. So I was so excited because it had Santa on it. And as you know, if you watch me for a while, I love stitching Christmas. I love stitching Santa, anything Christmas. And then it had a girl and a boy, and the girl was older. And if you know, a lot of my bucket list pieces have a girl and a boy, especially if the girl's older. Like, I have a lot of Lavender and Lace pieces. What is it? Morning Song. Oh Christmas Tree is another one. Because I have this collection of seasonal pieces with a girl and a boy in it that I want to stitch. And then it had, which I've been looking for a while, it had a white horse in it. So, okay, this is a little side story. So I live across the road from, we call it a retirement home for horses because it's really, really sad. So the owner told us a number of years ago that basically people who bring their horses to him basically drop them off and then they never, ever, ever go to see them. They just send him a check every month to look after their horse. And I don't know if it's just because they can't ride them anymore because they're too old. Because they're pretty old, some of these horses. So there's one horse in particular that I've kind of developed a little rapport with ever since my daughter was a baby. So the barn that he keeps them in is like further down the road, but the paddock that they go out and kind of graze and, you know, get their exercise in is just directly across the road from our house. When my daughter was little, we would stop when I was on mat leave. We would go for walks every day and we would stop and look at the horses. Well, there was this one white horse. Oh my goodness. Sorry, a fire engine just went up my road. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so this is just kind of weird for a fire engine to go up my road. Anyways, back to my story. We would stop and look at the horses, and I don't know about you, but I talk baby talk to animals. I don't know if that's like just a weird thing that I do, or if other people do weird things like that too. And I started talking to this white horse, and every time we would come out, he would like do his little like prancy horse walk. I don't know what it's called, like a little trot over, and I would start talking to him like, oh, you're so handsome, and you know, just fussing him up, and he would like bob his head up and down at us and neigh. Well, it got to the point where we named him Buddy. I don't even know if that's his real name. But every time he'd see us, he'd literally like run to the gate, and like it was almost like, oh my goodness, my people are here to see me. Like it was kind of sad. It's like he had never gotten any social interaction in his life. So we would always stand and talk to him and call him Buddy. And actually, funny side story, I wanted to name my son, like legally name him Buddy when he was born, because I told my husband, I'm like, I'm just gonna end up calling him Buddy anyway, so I might as well just make it legal. And my husband vetoed it. Guess what we call him? Buddy. Anyways, going back to the horse story. So we just like fell in love with this horse. Well, this past winter, and my daughter even noticed it. She's like, Mommy, I haven't seen Buddy out in the field at all. And we haven't seen him. So I don't know if he went to horsey heaven or if his owner found a new spot to take him. And I don't know. I'm kind of sad because he was like our favorite horse. So I've been looking for a pattern with a white horse on it, one that I really, really loved. So this kit encompassed all of those things. So I was so excited. And normally when I buy kits on eBay, I'm very careful, especially if I don't recognize the pattern. I try to be very careful, and I kind of use two things just to make sure it's like a legit cross-stitch kit. I use price because if it's like a kit that's like $15, it's not a real, it's a rip-off kit. So I use price as sort of an indicator, and I look at the seller's other listings to see if I recognize any of the other designs. And I use that for like even Etsy. I don't even really buy charts of artwork off of Etsy because it's so hard to even know if it's like legitimate, like if they're actually legitimately paying the artist to use their work. So I don't even bother with Etsy. So I looked at this, the seller was in Lithuania. She didn't have that many listings though, so I don't know if she was just kind of like a collector and she was selling her stash. Like I don't know the deal. But I didn't recognize any of the other kits. So I thought, okay, well, you know, I'll buy it. It was also exorbitantly priced. Like, and I mean, not like hundreds of dollars. It wasn't like that expensive, but like, it was maybe a little bit more expensive than like a Letty Stitch in Canada. So Letty Stitch is usually about like 60 to 70 Canadian dollars. It was like a little bit more than that. That's you know, that's pretty expensive. So I figured, okay, you know, I thought I would be safe. I get the kit, and the kit is from a company that I'm 99% sure is not a legit company, meaning that they do not compensate artists for their work. So I was kind of mad because I was like, this was an expensive kit. This was not a cheap kit. So I went back to the seller, and as I suspected, deaf ears, like she didn't even respond to my email. I was like, you know, you need to say what the brand of the kit is. That may be another thing I add. If the brand is not listed, I should ask what the brand is. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So then I went to PayPal to see if I could get my money back, but I really didn't have any recourse because she sent me what the listing was, and she had proof that she sent it to me because, or she or he, I don't know if it was who it was. So I basically had very expensive polyester cotton floss in my stash. So I'm like, what am I gonna do with this kit? Like, I really wanted to stitch this piece, but I didn't want to stitch it knowing that the artist was not compensated for their work. So I went on the hunt to find like a legitimate like seller of their artwork in cross stitch, and I found that Heaven and Earth Designs charts this artist's artwork. So I guess I'll show you what the artwork is now that I've blabbered on a bit. So this is the artwork. This is the pattern, and it is called Santa on Horse, and the artist is Anne Gilbert. So that's that. So when I looked at the dimensions of it, where was it? I thought I wrote it down. It was going to be 476,000 cross stitches, this piece. And I even kind of looked, even with taking the blue out, which I don't think you could do because it's so confetti with the snow. I don't know, it's only like a third of the pattern maybe. So let's say for argument's sake, it was like 400,000 stitches. There was no way that the floss that I had in the kit was going to cover this. And I don't even think it would have been all the colors, because this is way more colors than what I even had in the kit. Does it say 90 colors? 90 colors, wow. I don't even know, like I don't know a lot about Heaven Earth Designs because I've never stitched one, but I don't know if this is like a mini, it doesn't really say. Sorry, I'm just reading to see if it says anywhere. You know, you can get mini, full size. It's definitely not like a blanket. You know how you can see those heids in there like on blankets. So anyways, I bought the chart to compensate the artist, but I am using the kit chart because the kit chart, sorry guys, the kit chart is only, when I take out all this blue, because I'm stitching it on a fabric, is only like 35,000 stitches. So I feel like I purchased the chart to compensate the artist. I purchased Heaven and Earth design chart to compensate the artist, but I want to be able to use the floss. Like I'm PO'd that I have $80 worth of polyester cotton floss. So anyways, that's that. You can agree with me, disagree with me. That's your choice. So anyways, this is my start. And I think I've overkilled the size of the fabric. But it's basically this section in here. Sorry, his sleeve and a part of the cuff of his sleeve. So that's that. So if I ever show this design, I'm only ever going to reference the Heaven Earth design chart because I don't want to give airtime to, sorry, I just had a notice come from my phone. Okay, I should be okay. I don't want to give airtime to companies that don't support artists and their artwork. I'm not advocating that you go out and do this. Like I've only ever been, I want to say, ripped off one other time, and it was through Amazon, and Amazon will accept returns, and I sent it back. But Amazon's another place that you have to really be careful because they sell a lot of basically bogus kits. But again, yeah, I'm not advocating you do this. I'm just trying to kind of make good out of a not good situation. Okay, so that was my last piece, I think. Did I work on anything else? Look, I'm just looking at all my whips around me. I did work on other stuff. But again, like I said, I'm not going to show it because you wouldn't really see a big difference in any of it anyway. So what do I have next? Should I do my finishes? So then I guess I just have purchases, and honestly, I haven't been buying stuff, guys. I've lost my purchasing bug too, which I'm not upset about. And it's not because I'm like trying to cut back or anything like that. I just have no interest in shopping for cross stitch stuff. What is wrong with me? But again, it's not a bad thing. Just haven't been buying stuff. Actually, most of this is birthday and Christmas gifts because again, I haven't done a video since December. So I will show you the few things that I bought, and you already saw like 2 of them, and then I'll show you my Christmas and my birthday gifts. And I had Stitchy Kindness too, which was awesome. That was, I guess that doesn't matter. Most of this, yeah, this was Christmas. It doesn't matter. I'll just show you the stack. It's not that big. So this was something I bought. It's Stitches by Ethel. I have a lot of her patterns from Etsy. You can get her patterns on Etsy. They're downloadable. That's cute. What is it called? Candy corn and pumpkin. I'm trying to find some more of like fall stitches that are kind of cute. It kind of makes me think though that bird's gonna want to eat the mouse though. When I think of birds and mice, I think of, you know, predator and prey. There's that one. And then I'm not a big Halloween person, but I thought this was so cute because it's a bear. And again, if you watched me for a while, you know I like bears. And what is it called? Bumble Bear by the Blue Flower. And I had to get this. They're squirrels. I think they're squirrels, yeah. What is it called? Autumn Acorn Gathering. Brenda Gervais. Cute. And then I got this Stony Creek magazine. What volume is it? Volume 30. Winter of 2018. And I bought it for this piece here. Oops. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. I think it takes a couple buttons. Yeah, what else is in this issue? Is there anything else? Yeah, that's probably the only thing I would stitch out of there. But very cute. And then I got this by Stony Creek, and it's the button's still wrapped, but it's basically I think you get both the patterns. Here, I'll show it to you. You get both the patterns, but I would stitch this one, and I bought the little cat button. That's what this is here. It says, dogs have masters, cats have staff, and it is so true. So that one there. And then I got the Just Nan gingerbread peace mouse with the tin. I have like a zillion of Just Nan, and I don't know why I just don't start them all, because this would take that long to stitch. Famous last words. And then the other thing I got from this company here is this. It's so cute. It's like kitty. Look at that cat. Oh my goodness, I'd have a heart attack if my cat did that to my Christmas tree. Actually, when Lucky Chance was little, he did actually climb. I have like a 12-foot Christmas tree. He did climb up the center of it. Oh man, I thought I was gonna kill him. That's cute. I wouldn't stitch this at the bottom though. And it comes with the little, it comes with the linen and the little jiggy thing. What is this called? Hanger. Hanger? Yeah, that's what. And then these were a couple of birthday gifts. I thought I had one more kit. I did. I got one more kit. I got the other fairy from Dimensions. The summer fairy, spring fairy. No, spring fairy. It's either spring or summer. It's the new one that just came out. And then my mother-in-law bought me this pattern. It's Tea by Nora Corbett. She did buy me another Mirabilia pattern for Christmas, and I put it away. It's the one of Lavender Mist, I think it's called. And then she bought me this kit. This is from Rendale Designs, Family Pride. Boppy threads. It's so cute. And then I got, this was a birthday gift. This is from Letty Stitch. Where's the name of it? Oh, Starbirth. Starbirth? Is that what it's called? Oh, interesting name. This one here. And it's all nicely packaged. And then I also bought, sorry, I need to pause. My husband is texting me. Okay, sorry, I'm back. My husband was texting me to see if we had internet back. He's like, the poor guy, he's so high strung. He has a deadline today and he was working from home and our internet cacked out. So he drove to work. But he's now texting me. He's like, is internet back on? So I don't know. I don't know if he's not at work yet or I don't know. Anyways, I didn't want to leave him out there hanging. So then I bought, this is the last, 2 more things actually. I bought this pattern here. This is Nightingale by Mirabilia. And I did buy the silk and the bead pack for it. And then I got this fabric. This is hand dyed by Rolanda, and I think this is actually one of her. Yeah. So this is what I'm talking about with hand dyed by Rolanda. She does have some that she calls. This one's called Gray Matters. So this is. I think this is one that you can get. Like this is like a recipe one, but so pretty modeling. And then this is the floss colors. This for that I picked out for. This is for. Nightingale. So I love that. I want to start that sometime this year. That's one of those ones that I'm like, yes, I need to start that like ASAP. And then there's one other thing I bought, but I'm going to do my Stitchy Kindness first because I want to talk a bit about the last thing I bought. Actually, this isn't Stitchy related, but I thought I would show it. So back when my daughter was a baby, I think I've mentioned before, I live right up the road from like a zoo, and it's a privately owned zoo, and it's kind of very rustic, and but they have everything. They have lions, and they have like every kind of cat you can think of, Siberian tigers. What else do they have? Snow monkeys, baboons. They had a miniature ape there, but he passed away last year. My daughter was like devastated. She was like, he was his favorite. They had a black bear there once too, and she passed away a couple years ago. It's really sad. They're starting to lose some of their older animals. They had kangaroos one year. They were on loan from another zoo. What else do they have there? I don't know. They have tons of animals. And when I was on mat leave and my kids were babies, I would go there like almost every other day just to go for a walk because it's so close. It's like, and I got to know the owner of the zoo really well because when you're at home with a baby, you will like talk to anyone who will listen to you because you're at home with 4 balls and a baby. So I got to know her really well. Anyways, she gave this to me as a gift at the end of the season. She had like a special party for basically some of their volunteers, and then she invited some of the like her regular attendees to the regular, like again we go at least once a week in the summer, and before that I was going like almost every other day. So she invited us to a party, and then she gave this to me. Isn't that so neat? It's like a coloring book. It's not like a coloring book, it is a coloring book, but like, yeah, it's all lions because she knows I love lions. Well, she knows I love cats. Isn't that cool? I don't think I'd be a good enough colorer to color that. Like, I feel like you need like major skills to color something like that. What else? Is there anything else? Oh, that one's kind of creepy. Some of them look kind of creepy. I don't think I would like they all look like they want to eat somebody, which I guess that's kind of a lion thing to do. That one's cool. That's like Lion King-ish. Like I'm hearing the song in my head. Anyways, it's nice of my friend Joanne. Thank you. And then my friend Mary, a Daydream Stitcher, sent me a birthday gift from 123 Stitch. I was like, honestly, and I arrived on a day I was having such a bad day, and I opened up the mailbox and it like just brightened my day. She sent me a couple things off my 123 Stitch wish list. She sent this one. Love, love, love this piece. I actually love this one too. I didn't notice there was a cat on this one here, but I actually liked it for the cover piece. Where's there a picture? You guys have probably seen this, but oh, I don't want to show the pattern. Ah, so pretty. Oh my goodness, like that. That is so pretty. And I think it mostly uses DMC. I really like Teresa Kogut's pattern because she'll put like fancy floss, but then she'll put like does she put the DMC in there? Yeah, she does. She puts the DMC equivalent. Like, look at here. So if there's fancy floss over here, DMC. But most of her patterns, I think, are DMC. Yeah, most of them are DMC. Anyways, love that. And then she also sent me some needles, which they're being used right now. She sent me this Stony Creek pattern with the animals. Oh my goodness, I've seen this stitch on Instagram and it's so pretty. And the Santa, so thank you, Mary. I have thanked Mary already. I've messaged her and thanked her, but thank you, Mary, for giving me such a lovely birthday surprise. So then my last purchase, I don't even know what time this video is at because I stopped the video. I meant to pause it, but I stopped it to talk to my husband. So hopefully it's not going too long. I apologize if it's too long. So my last purchase was this, and it's not even the full bag because I've been putting it into containers by DMC Color Family. So this is CXC embroidery floss. So in my experience with the Santa piece that I showed you, the polyester, it's basically a polyester cotton blend floss. I absolutely love CXC floss. Love it. I know I've heard some mixed reviews on it. Some people seem to really like it and some people don't care for it. I'm going to tell you why I like it and why I really enjoy stitching with it. It may be totally contrary. If you've used CXC floss, you may have a totally different perspective. I think my suggestion would be to test it out and try it out for yourself. I never went to try CXC floss just because I had this preconceived notion in my head that it was garbage, if that makes sense. It wasn't good floss, and I don't even know why. I don't even know why I thought that. I guess I just think of like DMC and Anchor. You only should use DMC and Anchor because it's like the best floss and blah blah blah. I actually really hate DMC floss, and not hate it in like a way. Like it's good. I'll still use it, but I just find it tangles on me really easy. It knots. I find it shreds. And I've tried different things. And I don't know if it's because I stitch in hand. I stitch in hand using the sewing method. So I don't know if that's why I have such a hard time with DMC floss. I also find DMC floss, the coverage, especially if I'm working on 28 count, I don't find the coverage is super great. Anyways, and honestly, DMC is getting expensive. That's the other thing that, like, I'm hearing rumblings that it's going to go up again in Canada. Right now, with tax, to get one skein of DMC floss is like 90 cents. Which I remember back in the day when it was like 37 cents a skein. Not including tax, you'd have to have the tax on top of that. But like, it's just getting so expensive. Like, and I mean, you can't put DMC in the same categories like like over dyed floss, because that's, you know, that, I mean, in Canada that's like almost $6 or $7 a skein. So yeah, but just for like your generic floss, like it's getting expensive. But I tried the floss on the piece that I showed you, the polyester cotton floss, the Santa one. It's like stitching with silk when you're stitching in hand. Like it lays so nicely. The coverage is way better than DMC, way better. And I'm stitching on 28 count on that piece. So like better coverage, it doesn't tangle. My stitches lay so neatly without me having to kind of fiddle with the floss. So I don't know if it just doesn't seem to tangle or turn. Trying to think what other things I like. Oh, price point. So you can get it, okay, in some places you can get CXC floss for 10 cents a skein. I will say that those places are not reliable. I'm on a Facebook group where people talk about different suppliers of CXC. There's some sellers on AliExpress that will sell it for like 10 cents, but you'll wait like 4 months to get it and your order will be wrong. And so I ordered my complete set, and she does do, like if you're doing like a specific project and you want to order specific skeins, she will do that. It works out to be, I think, 40 cents a skein. Okay, when I talk about pricing, it's in Canadian dollars. So like 40 cents, if you're in the US, take roughly 70% of that and you'd get like the US dollar equivalent. But like, okay, so those are the positives: the price point, the coverage, it doesn't tangle, it's really nice to work with. Some of the downsides, oh, and it is color fast too. Some people say it's not color, it is color fast, and people have tested it and washed their pieces, and it's color fast. So some of the downsides is the availability of getting CXC floss. So it's not like you can just run out to Michael's and buy it. But this company, I bought it from Object Book. Highly recommend her. She's in the UK, and she sent it to me. This was free shipping, and again, it worked out to be, it's a complete set of DMC equivalent numbers. It's a complete set, and she sent it free shipping, and I think she does free shipping anywhere in the world. But if you're wanting to like kit up a bunch of things, you're gonna want to do like a big order, because it's not like you can just run out to Michael's or run out to the store, or, you know, run out here to get it. That's one of the downsides. Another one of the downsides, I would say, is, and I probably don't know if I'll be able to show you. It's probably not going to show up. I don't know if I have I don't have a paper, but it's a little bit trickier to thread because it is fluffier. It's a polyester cotton blend floss. I don't know if it's gonna. So it is a bit trickier to thread than DMC, but I just use a needle threader. One of the things that people struggle with is they say that, or they have this preconceived notion that it's not this floss is not produced in an environmentally friendly way. It is. So there's a group on Facebook called, it's called CXC lovers, something like that. If you type in CXC floss, the group will come up. So someone has done the research. It does meet the OCTO 100 standard for like environmental standard and toxicity standard. I would say, and this is just, again, my opinion, I think when you're dyeing anything, whether it's DMC or, you know, this type of floss, that they may meet a certain environmental standard, but there's always an environmental cost when you're dyeing something. Whether you have dyes going into the water table or you're using excess water to create something, like, I don't think you're ever going to be able to completely eliminate the environmental cost for using floss, but this does pass an environmental standard, like a textile standard. So there's I've seen stuff on the internet that it's not environmentally friendly, or anyways, I'll let you guys do the research on that, of whether, that's, something you want to look into. The other thing that people have an issue with, and this could be a potential downside to you, this is not a potential downside to me because of the way I look at it. So some people won't use CXC floss because they have the DMC numbers on the actual floss. I will say that the color match is pretty close. It's not 100%, especially with the greens and the purples. It's not 100% matching to DMC. So some people feel like there's a copyright issue with them putting the DMC number on similar color floss. And the way I look at it, I would say that it would be an issue if the manufacturer of CXC broke into DMC's factory and stole their recipes and then started using their recipes. I'm not saying that they've done that. I don't think they've done that. I don't know. But what I think and I don't believe that they have, because they're not exact matches. If they had actually taken the recipe, it'd be exact matches. The way I look at it is as I don't think you can copyright number and color combinations. Like, I don't see that as a copyright issue. To me, would it be okay if they used a completely different number for this color and then had conversion charts on the internet? Because that's what Anchor and DMC do, right? Like, I think Anchor's black is 413 and DMC's black is 310. It's black. It's the same black. You can find interchangeable conversion charts between Anchor and DMC. Does that mean one company is, infringing copyright on the other? I don't think so. But again, I don't know. I guess would people feel better if there were just conversion charts on the internet from DMC to CXC as opposed to it actually being on the floss? I actually really like that they put it on the floss because they cut out the step of converting. So anyways, that is just the rumblings that I've heard with respect to CXC floss. I think you just have to kind of live by your own conviction on that one. So yeah, those are the downsides, like availability, and then if you think the other two issues are kind of downsides. But I highly recommend it. Again, I would suggest trying it out yourself. Some people really don't care for CXC floss. I've heard other people just love it. I'm one of the people that are, a real lover of CXC after working with it. It's just so nice to work with. It doesn't tangle. The coverage is amazing. And it's cheaper. Like it's, if you're stitching a Hade and you have to buy 90 colors of DMC floss for your project, that can get pretty expensive. So anyways, I thought I would just kind of share, my thoughts on the floss and how I like it. And then I think that's it. What else do I have? Do I have anything else? Oh, I have a couple, I guess my plans. I have a couple. I think I'm going to keep working on, I have Lady of the Mist out right now. What else am I going to work on? I have a couple of things I've pulled, and they're in my basket for things that I kind of want to start. And this was one of them. Sorry, I'm just looking at him. He's over there. I'm stitching it for this one here. This is going to be, I know it sounds kind of morbid. This is going to be my memorial piece for my cat Tigger. He is going to be 14 this year. And I had a cat named Buddy. But there you go, Buddy. I had a cat named Buddy, and I have a memorial piece for him, and I still haven't been able to start it. He passed away in 2016, and I I start tearing up every time I pull it out to start it. So I figure if I start this while he's alive, I won't be such a nervous wreck if I try to start it after he passes away. But I mean, he's healthy. He's not, he knows I'm talking about him. He lifted his head. He's healthy and everything. But, you know, 14, you know, he's got maybe a few more years. Hopefully, maybe he'll be one of those cats that lives to be 20. I have never had a cat live past 7. I think my oldest was 17, and that's all estimated because we never really knew. They were all like strays, so we never really knew their ages. So I have that one. I'm kind of really into dimensions right now. I just want to stitch on dimensions. And then I have this one here. And, oh, sorry, the floss is doing all the wonky things on me. What is this one called? Angel of Peace tree skirt. And I've actually seen this stitch up in person, and it's like, it's just magnificent. Honestly, all the animals and the angels. And I've stitched a tree skirt before. I think I've shown it on my channel. There it is. Got the starting point marked. I made this counting pen too. Isn't it cute? That's where the starting point for that. But like, look at, and it's dimensions 8, but it's 11 count. But it's like, oh, it's so Anyway, let's see what I can do to soften it up. Does anyone have any tips? But like, look at how big. Oh my goodness, it's huge. Anyway, there was no putting this back in the bag. It's in a project bag right now. So those are 2 pieces that I wouldn't mind starting. Uh-oh, there we go. So yeah, I'm gonna keep working on Lady of the Mist. And see if I can crack out a finish on her. What else? I'm gonna go back to my dimensions, my Christmas Advent, Joyous Advent, and see if I can finish. It's so close to a finish. I have to keep working on it. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm gonna work on. I'm going to stitch north in a couple of weeks. How many weeks? Oh, I have my calendar right in front of me. What day is it today? Oh, now I can tell you what day. It is the 13th. Is it the 13th of? Oh yeah, it is the 13th. I'm like, am I looking at this calendar right? The 13th. So, oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3. Less than like 4 weeks. I'm going to stitch north. Actually, no, it is 4 weeks today because I'll leave on the Thursday. I'm going to the May weekend. I'm pretty excited. It's like my only pretty much getaway this year. I'm going to be taking away from my family. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm so excited to leave my family for a few days. It's like, I can't even tell you. I love my family, but you know, my daughter said to me, she goes, she asked me like back in January, she's like, oh, you know, why are you going away, Mom? Like, because I told her I was going away for a few days. I said, well, sometimes mummies need a break. And that's all I said to her. And so the other week she says to me, she's like, oh, when are you going away again to get a break from us? And I was like, oh man, she just cracked me up because she wasn't like upset or anything. She was just like matter of fact, like, oh yeah, when are you going away again to leave us to get a break? Anyways, but it's true. Sometimes moms do need a break, and no shame. There's no shame in needing a break. So yeah, I'm going May 4th, and I'm super excited. We've been chatting. Our table has been chatting on Instagram what we're gonna bring. And I had said I thought I was gonna. I'm trying to take something that I don't have to count a whole lot, and I did prepare. What's it called? Rose Arbor. Yeah, Rose Arbor to take, so I can just stitch the fill-in part. But then I thought, oh, I really want to spend the month of May just monogamously stitching on my Christmas village. And I thought, well, maybe I'll take it and bead it. And I suggested that in the group. And Fiber Arts Amy was like, whoa, you're brave. And I'm thinking, oh, no, it'll be fine. Well, then I thought about it after. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I want to bead at a retreat. anyways, we'll see. So I'm not 100% on what I'm gonna bring, but anyways, I'm super excited. I'm super excited to meet Catherine, Needle Bear Stitcher, and Fiber Arts Amy. There's like, who else is gonna be there? I don't know a lot of Flosstubers that are gonna be at the May weekend. I know a ton are going to the April weekend. But if you know any Flosstubers, Amy from Mimi's Stitchery is going to be there. I'm super excited to meet her because I love her channel. Go watch her channel if you're not watching it. But if you know any other Flosstubers who are going, yeah, pop me a comment down below because I have no idea who's going to the... Anyone that I know is going to the, like Flosstuber-wise, is going to the April weekend. So it'll be super fun. I'm super excited. Super excited. So that's it. That's all I have. That's 3 months of stitching and purchases. Well, mostly gifts, but yeah, that's it. So have a wonderful day. If you are in Southern Ontario, go outside, enjoy the nice warm weather. That's what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to go get my kids and then I'm going to wear them out so they sleep really well tonight. So anyways, take care.